Another outstanding performance from Chiefs quarterback Alex Smith on Sunday. We talked about that already. 29 of 37 for 324 yards, 3 touches, and wow. Kansas City still unbeaten. You know, most folks might say, wait a minute, they're ranked 29th defensively, 17th in terms of points allowed, but they're getting it done in other ways big time.
They really are. And the first thing that really jumps out of the page to me is giveaway, takeaway, the ratio and all that other stuff. I'll let Ray talk to you about that from a defensive standpoint. But for me as a quarterback, and I think Phil can appreciate this, Alex Smith is completing 77% of his passes. He's got 11 touchdowns, and he's got 0 interceptions.
That ain't right.
And then you take, right, that's not right. But when you take a look at the players that are playing around him, first and foremost, the offensive line, that's where it always starts. Yep. The emergence of Kareem Hunt, and then you take a look at the Smurfs that he's got running around him and how fast they are, the playmakers, the playmaking ability. I think Alex Smith is like right in the middle of a playground. And he's got great guys around him to play with, and it's reflecting not only in the team's record, but it also in his statistics across the board.
Oh, absolutely.
Listen, this team is +6 in the turnover, so they rank 4th.
Right.
So they are getting the ball in their hands. You just said that Alex Smith is not giving the ball up. But when you think about what Kansas City is doing, forget what their ranking is. They have a bend but don't break mentality. They're rushing 4 men. They're getting to the quarterback with rush, and they're dropping everything else back and saying, catch everything in front of us, and we're going to break up and make solid tackles. That's what makes Kansas City so hard to deal with. Now, let me say this early. One of the biggest tests I give Kansas City for this week is going for Pittsburgh to come in there after being embarrassed like they did last week. Why? Because Pittsburgh has had their number, and not only just had their number, just recently last year, Pittsburgh put them out of the playoffs.
I got to ask you a question. We always talk about Andy Reid as a great coach, and he is, and everybody has great respect and admiration for him. What about Bob Sutton, their defensive coordinator?
Well,
now, I saw something last week that I didn't like on the sideline, and that was Marcus Peters going off and getting in his face. And then, of course, they had to be separated, and everybody after the game, Andy Reid said, well, you know, we're family. We all understand who we are here. We're passionate, and Marcus Peters happens to be a very passionate player. But I didn't like what I saw there because I think that Bob Sutton does an unbelievable job, if not underrated job, as the defensive coordinator.
But, you know, Kansas City is a bend and take it away defense. Yeah. That's what they are. They're very aggressive on the defensive side. It is Bob Sutton. You know, who did he spend a couple years with in New York? Oh, Rex Ryan. And he learned a lot from Rex Ryan. He's even told me that look, you play defense in the NFL, especially now, you got to be aggressive. They are aggressive. They have tremendous speed on their whole football team. And it shows. Derek Johnson, 2 Achilles injuries, playing middle linebacker, and he still looks like a young guy.
Yes, sir.
And you talked about Marcus Peters. They lose Eric Berry, and then they bring in Sorensen, a safety. They don't really lose much there because he can cover tight ends and running backs. That's what he did before Eric Berry got hurt. Yeah. But this is an offense that Alex Smith ran at the University of Utah under Urban Meyer. It's almost identical, all those things.
In a word, and here's a good football term, is there enough stuff on that team for them to sustain?
Yes, definitely.
Yes.